Today's ACC football telecast is being brought to you by Texas Pete Hot Sauce, lasso the flavor. By BMW. Visit your local BMW center for a test drive. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. By Citgo, proud to give athletes the opportunity to compete. Enjoy the game. By Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. Lowe's, improving home improvement. By Buick and your local Buick dealer. And by Alltel, the power to simplify.
Welcome back to Durham on a beautiful sunny day at the end of September. The Duke Blue Devils trailing Clemson 35-0. Our Mike Hogwood just caught up with Duke head coach Carl Franks.
Carl, what did you tell your team at halftime, down 35-0?
Well, we get the chance now to make a choice of how we want to be perceived, if we're going to come out here and play hard or we're just going to go through the motions. I thought our defense played pretty good at times in the first half. We got to figure out what a deep third corner is at times and wrap up their quarterback. Offensively, if we can figure out how to catch a football, we got a much better chance.
Your quarterback, his first start, D. Bryant, really showed some stuff, I thought, in that first half.
Oh, I thought he played great. A couple of bad decisions, but that's expected. But he made some great throws. He hung in there under a tremendous rush. Great throws, and we don't catch him. Bat one up in the air, it's interception. The other one we dropped, and would have been a touchdown.
Down 35-0, Steve, but I think this Duke team still has some fight left in it.
There's D. Bryant, and of course across the way Woodrow Dantzler is the man who's been getting it done. 85 yards rushing on the ground. Last time a quarterback led Clemson in rushing and passing was Don King back in 1953, and the last time a quarterback led an ACC team in rushing and passing, it was Mike Dunn of Duke in 1976. And of course first half possessions for the Clemson Tigers. They've scored on 5 of their 9 possessions. Of course time ran out on them on the last possession, but look at the number of plays they've run in their last 5 scoring strikes. 5, 3, 3, 2. They've done it with frightening efficiency.
Highly explosive.
Yes, they are. Rod Gardner.
The other point, Steve, this is a team that you can say it's a gadget offense, but they're hard-nosed. These guys block well, they tackle well. It's a very physical. It's remained that at Clemson, a physical program.
Here's the kick for Gardner, and he's not going to bring it out. And Brent Garber, who has been underused today, that's his first venture out onto the field. Redshirt freshman, he said, this is what college football is all about. I kick once a game, and then they go back. And now Clemson will take it over 1st and 10, and they'll have Woodrow Dantzler to fire them up and move them along. It will remain to be seen how long he'll stay in the second half. And this is the worst Clemson field position of the day. 1st and 10 at the Clemson 20. Dantzler's still at the controls and 5 wide outs. He's on the corner and he is upended. And again making a great play, Ryan Fowler. J.T. Cape strung out the play, and Ryan Fowler, the true freshman, came and cleaned it up.
That's a serious collision. And that's what Duke needs a little bit more of. These guys have not, they've shown they'll fight, they'll compete. That's just great shedding the block. Now watch this right at the end. That's the way you finish. You run through the ball carrier.
Dantzler back again. He's got Rambert back with him, and Rambert gets his first carry of the day on the quick pitch to the corner. But Grissom is the man who's got him. We got a flag, however, back behind the play at the 20-yard line. Let's see what this is going to be at the line of scrimmage. Charles Porter tells Tyran Grissom that he thought that was a pretty good play.
Grissom was hustling. He was lumbering.
Grissom was a little upset. I think he thought he got cut from behind the last time around. And he made sure that he got Rambert that time. Bernard Rambert, the sophomore running back out of Somerville, South Carolina, still waiting for the determination of the flag.
Holding.
And it's a hold against Clemson. 8 penalty.
Half the distance, repeat the down.
And that does not make Tommy Bowden very happy. You want your team executing, and the 8th penalty of the day will push him back to the 10-yard line.
Penalty brings up a 2nd down and 20 for the Clemson Tigers at the 9-yard line.
A 35-0 lead. I don't think that Tommy Bowden wants his team worried about taking care of the ball inside its own 10. Dantzler. 3-step drop, put it up. It's up there for Gardner, and Gardner almost made the catch. Oh, what a play by Gardner, who turned around Josh Kreider and Derek Lee.
Half defender for number 23, Rod Gardner, is...
Well, now we're talking about dampening your spirits. Lee recovers on this. Good pass protection. And if you doubt his arm, don't. I mean, he got it out right at the end. Got a little help from the safety on this. I mean, he's had better throws, but again, that was nearly completed.
And Gardner created a little space with himself, a little bit of contact. Saw Florida State's receivers do that Thursday night. They get a little bit of, they get out there in the open field. Maybe there's a little push out there. It creates a little
positioning.
Space. That's right.
It's negotiating position.
I like that. I like that negotiate.
Yeah, you negotiate a little space.
They're down in 20. Three-step drop again. Long pass to Bailey. Other side. There's contact and a flag out on the play. Now, who's it on? Is it going to be on Hamilton for the defense, or is it going to be on Bailey for the offense?
It's going to be on Hamilton right at the end of the play.
Yep.
He was in pretty good position. You talk about a rush. Tremendous rush by Fowler.
Well, they're going to go the other way. It's not going to be against Hamilton.
Correct me on that.
And it's going to go against Bailey.
I guess you were right. Boy, Fowler right there. See him go airborne? That's selling your body out. I mean, that's reckless abandon. Let's watch this. I mean, it happened early.
It happened before the ball got there.
It happened early.
It has been declined. That'll put Clemson into a punting situation for only the third time this afternoon. Jamie Somani is back there to kick. Ronnie Hamilton is back to receive. So penalties play Clemson the first time they get the ball in the second half. Big rush off. Punt is blocked. And it's blocked out of the end zone for a safety. The block by Fred Harris. Now there's a little light in Duke's dark day.
That's clean. I saw that bad boy coming.
Their second safety of the season. Fred Harris with the block of the Somani kick.
I mean, you watch him right here. He's at the top.
Hurt.
You have to be fearless to block.
Got to catch a little feet in the windshield once in a while. And you get it done. And Duke is on the board with a safety. And that doesn't make Tommy Bowden feel very well at all.
No.
Headset is off.
Well, they're still they're young kids, and you concentration, you constantly harping on them at halftime. I know what he said, but you still have to convince them that they're in danger.
Those are the first points Clemson's given up in third quarter play this year. That includes Missouri. That includes Virginia. It goes to Duke. So now Clemson will have to free kick. Kicking from the tee is Lazara. Tony Lazara. Moore and Douglas are going to step up to the 30-yard line. So Duke will get a little gift here. They get 2 points and then they get the ball back.
The 39, Tony Lazara will kick.
Douglas is a guy that Carl Franks is very, very high on. Douglas out of Sherrills Ford, North Carolina, Bandy's high school. There, he's a redshirt freshman. He's back to take this kick, but it's going to be Kyle Moore at 21. Moore, the Michigan native, looks for help. A little block and squirms his way out to the 39-yard line. So Duke will have good field position on a 19-yard return of the free kick after the safety. So
no flags. That's important for that unit.
That's right.
No flags.
No flags. Good field position and their best of the day. So the Duke Blue Devils have a long hill to climb, but there are other victories to be gained. Dee Bryant continues to impress. Great day for college football. There's no doubt as to that young man was cheering for. Yeah, was very good effect. 1st and 10. Bryant. Two men rushing in there, and Terry Jolly is in there for the sack. It's the 6th sack of Dee Bryant on the day, and it's going to force him back to the 35-yard line.
And again, not effective on first down. Terry Jolly, big, strong, center of your screen. That gang is a bull rush, and he splits to 2. I mean, that's determination. Now show you stuff.
60 yards in losses to Duke this afternoon because of the sacks. Second down and 14. It'll be a long time before their ground game shows some positive yardage because of that. Snap, maybe an offsides call here. Handoff goes to Epperson. He pushes his way up to the 45-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 10. Maybe an encroachment penalty on Terry Jolly, who might have been in the neutral zone. It is.
It's got to make you wonder. I mean, when you look at the plays they've had success on, have all been direct, quick hitters right up the gut. But they've shown a tendency not to gravitate towards that.
That penalty is declined.
Penalty is declined because they got some nice yardage out of the play.
Again, this is a stretch play. You see nice little cut. You see the blue shirt staying high, going after it, and that's very, very effective ground game.
Now they'll give up the possibility of second down over again and take the positive yardage of 9 yards instead of the 5 and the down. They'll take the 9 yards and forget the down. And on third down, that's what Duke has done, or not done today. Well, 35. Comes a little pass to the flats, and it's over the outstretched arms of Dwayne Epperson.
But that's okay. He didn't throw the ball where he should have, but I like the call. Last time they went 3rd and 3, they tried a bomb.
That's right.
Which was unsuccessful. So you're getting closer to it. If you're a Duke fan, you know, hang with it because you're getting closer.
Brian Morton will come for the Blue Devils.
Carl Franks and D. Bryant assume the same stance. That ball
not close enough for me, pal.
Carl told us yesterday, he said, everybody here knows that it's going to take some time, and they're giving him time to get it done, and he's bringing people in to the program. Bryant was brought in ahead of time by the previous administration, Fred Goldsmith.
It's not an easy throw, a touch pass.
And the ball goes out of bounds at the 7. It's a beautiful punt by Morton. A punt of 48 yards. The 3rd best punter in the ACC booms Clemson deep. And the Tigers will get the ball at their own 7-yard line. The Clemson Tigers lead the Duke Blue Devils 35-2. A beautiful day here in Durham. Ice House congratulates Michael Green from Collierville, Tennessee, for winning the Get the Call. Get the Call is your chance to win some great football prizes every Saturday while enjoying JP Sports Game of the Week. You can be one of over 100 lucky winners that get the call during the broadcast. See participating retailers for details. Ice House, the official beer of JP Sports Broadcast, reminds you to drink responsibly. So get in the game and score big with Get the Call. Must be 21 or older. Rules and regulations applies. No purchase necessary. See special rules for details. Pine Grove Brewery, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Sold American. And now Clemson, their worst field position of the day. 1st and 10 after the nice Brian Morton punt down to their own 7-yard line, but with a nice, comfortable 33-point lead. And here is Keith Keller. Shakes one tackler and is ruled dead at the 3-yard line. And Charles Porter is there on the stop.
Charles Porter for the Blue Devils.
Keith Kelly, one of the top 100 picks in America. This kid was trackster, run 10.8 and 100 meters, averaged 7.6 yards a crack his past 2 years in high school. Had an injury, kind of slowed him, but he can do it.
You mentioned the 8 guys that Bobby Bowden and Tommy Bowden fought over. Tommy won 7. That's the one he didn't win. And he gets the ball again. And this time he's out to the 5-yard line, a gain of about 2. So Clemson plays a little close to the vest. And the tackle by Tyrann Grissom. Grissom and Porter and Ryan Fowler have been defensive stars today for the Duke Blue Devils.
Steve, it seems kind of strange if you on the defensive side and you're down 35-2, but yet they've had some real bright moments.
Here's Dantzler, Rembert back in the backfield. 3 wideouts besides. Dantzler 5 yards deep in the end zone, going for the fade route to Gardner, and no, a flag on the play.
Pass intended for number 23.
Ronnie Hamilton covering on the play, and maybe interference. I don't know if he made the catch.
Well, no, it's 3rd and 12. They go for the gusto. And what you want what Hamilton to do, locate the ball quicker.
So it's interference against Duke.
And Dantzler sets up. You know, he's eyeing his target the entire way. And at this point, yeah, see that left hand went right on the back. And I bet you that's what caught it. Watch it right here. Left hand goes out, makes a little bit of contact prior to the ball. Just that close.
Yep. Al Franks reacts to the play, and he says there's reasonable doubt on both sides.
Give my brother a break.
But it's first down for Clemson out to the 20-yard line. Dantzler has Rambert in back of him. And lines up beside him and has 3 wideouts to boot. Make it 4. Dantzler on the keep. And Dantzler gets up to the 28-yard line. And talking with the Duke coaches yesterday, he said, you want to know where Dantzler's going? Watch the guard. The guard will tell you where he's going every time.
Sometimes you can know what things are going to happen, you still can't stop it.
Yep. In that case, Will Merritt was the guy to key on. He pulled out, and the quarterback went in the same direction. Second down and a yard. Dantzler gets the call from the sideline. Tells him which receiver to go to, and the pass is complete to Robinson, and Robinson has the first down and more before being brought down by number 24. That is Jamian Small. It's a 12-yard gain for the first down, and the Clemson offense out in good territory again.
Starting to crank it up. Here, you know, they were backed up. They didn't have good field position. But now you can see they're starting to spread the wings.
Comes Dantzler again. 2 fakes inside. It breaks down, and Porter hits him as he tries to move up the middle. Let's go to the sidelines of Mike Hogwood.
You may have been wondering why we haven't seen Travis Zachary in the second half here. He sprained his ankle in the first half, and they're going to hold him out. He's not going to play anymore today. So some of the other Tiger running backs are going to get a shot at it.
Clemson and the other Tiger running backs would be Rembert and also Keith Kelly. We'll see as the afternoon goes along. Second down now at 11 on the loss of 1. Dantzler rolls out. The pass is complete. And it is going to be Bailey who is brought down near the first down in Duke territory at the 49-yard line. Bailey came alive with 4 passes last week against Virginia and just gives Woody Dantzler that many more weapons to throw to.
So they're real precise in what they do. You get a 4 wide receiver marked, and watch this, real discipline, not real, no tricking about it. Just goes down, turns the numbers, creates a nice target, balls right on the belly.
First and 10. 47. Dantzler with 5 wideouts, nobody to protect. Guard pulls, Dantzler cuts inside, and he runs into Todd DeLamelore after about a 2-yard gain at the 45-yard line. DeLamelore, his dad Joe was an all-pro lineman for the Buffalo Bills for 6 years, finished his career with Cleveland, and now serves up in the press box for his 4th year as tight ends coach. The DeLamelore family is quite a story. We'll try to get into that here as we go along. Here's Dantzler. Pass fake, and he's out beyond protection and maybe beyond Duke's help. He gets to the sidelines and runs out of bounds at the 21-yard line before Hamilton chases him out, but it's a 23-yard gain downfield, and he ran 40 yards to get it.
How can he be that strong and quick and fast? Guy makes up his mind. There's never any doubt with Dantzler. And see, he keeps the balance, low center of gravity, and see the stiff arm right there. Just incredible strength. Tigers keep chipping all the way downfield for him. He'd be fun to block for him.
Oh, he would be. First and 10. That's one of the things Rich Rodriguez, offensive coordinator, wants him to read his blocks a little bit better. Rambert finds the going tough inside the 20.
And off number 20.
I don't know if he can.
Rambert.
I think a guy that works off that is so instinctual.
Right.
You know, he just does it.
He's got 119 yards rushing thus far this afternoon. Well, he made one play on that last run, Doc, where he, just by freezing the defensive lineman, he just went by him. J.T. Kate bought the fake and fell to the ground, and nobody was there to block it. Second down and 8. Dantzler again. Dantzler through the middle, breaks 2 tackles, and then falls on his own at the 5-yard line. Upset, if you will. You want to call it that by number 42, Anthony Roberts.
And the comparison to Michael Vick, as we opened the show with today, is a very fair comparison. And Michael Vick is way out there in Wonderland with his talent.
Here comes the handoff. Keith Kelly straight ahead to the 2.
Carried by number 5, Keith Kelly.
Well, Steve Kelly wanted to play. One of the main reasons in his how he made his decision to go to Clemson was he felt he wanted to go to a program he could get some time with early as a freshman.
Yeah, Florida State recruited him, Tennessee recruited him, and he said, well, I could have gone to those 2 schools, but as you said, I got a chance to get some reps early, and he's the 3rd leading rusher on this Clemson team, behind Zachary and Dantzler, and he's getting a chance down to the 1. Ament trips him up and saves the touchdown.
Carried by number 5, Keith Kelly.
But Woody Dantzler has been getting it done. 133 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns. He's thrown an 8-yard touchdown pass, but piled up 98 yards in the air. So he's getting it done today. Dantzler into the end zone for the touchdown and his 3rd score of the afternoon. A drive that started at their own 7-yard line, exhausted 13 plays, aided by a pass interference call and the running of Woodrow Dantzler, capped by a Dantzler 1-yard run in the end zone. Tommy Bowden somewhat happier at this point as his team is up 41-2.
Just a little bit up.
Yeah, just a little.
Not much. Look at him, see? He's still coaching.
He's telling Keith Kelly.
He knew Kelly should have scored.
Yep.
He's telling kids, young man, you should have scored.
And now Tony Lazzara is going to come in and kick the extra points. He had that job primarily last year and finishes it up. We've got a flag thrown on the play after the kick. So the kick will count. It'll be good. And Clemson's extending their lead now on Lazzara's kick, 42-2 with 7 minutes left to go here in the 3rd. We have a penalty on the field, and it was after the play as Jim Knight and Bill Wampler will talk things over.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul on the kicking team. The point is good. The penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
So Clemson will be kicking from their own 20 again. And we got a timeout on the field with 7 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's all Clemson. It's all Woodrow Dantzler. It's everything we expected. 42-2, Clemson in the lead following their latest touchdown from Woody Dantzler, his 3rd touchdown score of the day, and the Tigers have got it rolling here in Durham this afternoon. The kickoff. Zara kicks it off, and Douglas picks up the short kick of the 19. He's got a blocker more in front of him, but Clemson gangs up on the tackle at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Duke at their own 40-yard line after a 21-yard return. And now with a story of great physical exertion, here is Mike Hogwarts.
It's a tradition at Clemson that the Tiger mascot has to do push-ups that equal the total score. All right, this is Joe Potter. He's got to do 42 push-ups right now. When he does it, that'll make 147 total for the day. What's his record this season? 310 against Missouri. He had to have an IV after that day.
Wow. 1,124 was the mark set in 1978. I didn't know such things were kept. Pass to Ertlejack is complete. It's near midfield. Clemson over 3 games with 520 rushing yards for Dantzler. Look at those push-ups.
Yeah, I think Mike Hogwood should match him.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Doc, you and I get down there and do that, all right?
No one can.
Can you get up? Can you get up on that frame next there, Mike?
I'm sure. I could probably do 3. I don't know, man, but this guy's in good shape. I got to tell you, this mascot, you got to be in great shape to be a mascot these days. No doubt about it.
And the kind of shape you're in?
Well, I'm in shape. This is some kind of shape. Well, I'm not sure what.
Good reading shape.
Yes, exactly.
You're in wealthy shape.
There you go. Young man from
our producer Scott Snyder, who is one to talk, is trying to get me to jump on there and do one. I'm going to watch this football game.
All right, Chris Douglas has just made a 4-yard gain. He's got the ball again, and he's headed into Clemson territory at the 42-yard line.
So, Steve, we can have Hogg do Duke score.
Yeah, there you go. I want to do Duke's score. I will do Duke's score.
And you only have to do half of it because we don't think you can make it all the way.
Thanks. Oh, Steve, thanks.
We want it on camera, though. We want that on camera.
Over 3 games, Clemson has 520 rushing yards for Dantzler. The previous record, Terrence Flagler, 489 yards in the 1986 season. And records continue to pile up for that young man. Right now, D. Bryant at the controls. Got Chris Douglas's series, and he's headed for the end zone. Nobody can catch him. Carswell brings him down, but it's past the pylon for 6. And a smile for Carl Franks for the first time this afternoon. A 41-yard jump for the redshirt freshman out of Sherrills Ford, North Carolina, along the shores of Lake Norman.
More importantly, no yellow flags. It just helps to have speed, and the kid has it. Well, he shifts into low, and there's no stopping him.
And Carl Franks says, I knew it'd work sometime today. And here is Garber for his first point after the afternoon. And it was good, his second kick of the day. And the Duke Blue Devils get a glimpse of their future as they trail here 42-9 with timeout on the field. We'll return after these messages from your local ACC station. We are back in Durham, where the Clemson Tigers are up 42-9, but Duke gets on the board with their first touchdown of the day. Chris Douglas, a 41-yard run. 4-play drive, 60 yards capped in it, and here's Brent Garber for his second kickoff of the day. The first one moved to the end of the end zone. This one looks like it's headed for the same direction. Joe Don Reams, he'll bring it out from 5 yards deep. Reams, Seneca, South Carolina, splits the defense and has a nice return out to the 24-yard line. And let's get down to the sidelines. Mike Hogwood. Let's go to the sidelines and Mike Hogwood. Mike, what do you say? Huh? 9 points. Can you do the Duke?
You promised. It's a warm day. Got the coat and I had the tie on, you know.
Oh, you promised.
All right. How about doing half of it? 4.5.
No, don't let him out. He promised. He said Duke scored no problem. Well, no problem.
Okay, we get a camera on in the booth and we all do them together. That would be fun.
You know, we don't have room up here to do that. You got the room on the sideline.
I'll do that with one arm, Hog.
Okay.
1st and 10. He'll do mine, too. Dantzler out to Bailey, complete at the 35-36-yard line. It's a gain of 13. You better cut a deal now, Mike, because when it gets to 16, man, we're going to make you
be in trouble. We talked about small victories. Well, if Duke's on the board, Duke's had a block punt. I mean, they've really done some things you can be proud of here in the second half.
Still haven't been able to contain Woodrow Dantzler. He's got his 5 wide receivers out right now on 1st and 10 after the 13-yard completion pass. 5-yard slant, and Jackie Robinson's on his way. Robinson driven out of bounds by Josh Kreider at the Duke 42-yard line. It's a gain of 21 on the play.
Josh Kreider on the stop for the
You know, you need so many things to work to have a great play. A throw and catch is there, but the block by 80, that Bradley, that was outstanding job. You took the safety right out of the play and allowed Robinson to have some green grass to run on.
1st and 10. And off now to Rambert, and a great tackle by Charles Porter. Porter gets Rambert behind the line of scrimmage. Porter is a junior from Columbia, Maryland. 2 tackles for loss coming into this game, and he's had a pair today.
Also 5 yards.
And he also had the other safety as he tackled the Northwestern running back in the end zone for a safety. 4-yard loss on the play after the tackle by Porter. 2nd and 14. Dantzler. Nice play fake. The pass is complete. What a catch. And it's made there by a new receiver in the ball game now. That's Ronnie Thomas. Thomas is a freshman from Quincy, Florida. 21-yard gain.
You watch the eyes. See, he hit stretch. He went out and got that one. That's an excellent catch.
Yes, it is. 1st and 10 after the 21-yard gain to the 26 of Duke. Dantzler wide open is Woodward. Woodward's already caught one for a score today and gets down to the 5-yard line.
Pass complete to number 83.
Gain on the play of 21.
This kid is showing some skills.
He is. He's getting a featured role today. Jason LeMay not available. And so Woodward getting the start. He scored through a big block that sprang Dantzler for a touchdown and then got rewarded with a nice pass there. Dantzler's hit 6 in a row. Hand off Rambert. He gets down to the 3.
Hand off to number 20, Bernard Rambert.
And the tackle made there by Zielinski. We look at scores of other games. The SEC today, Georgia leading Arkansas at the half, 24-0. Big Ten, Michigan, 6-3 lead. There's Rambert trying to turn the corner, gets caught up in the interference. And also making a nice play is Josh Kreider. Awesome. Texas trying to settle a quarterback controversy. Up by 10 on Oklahoma State. And TCU, best team nobody talks about.
Yeah.
Up in the 4th.
Frogs are rolling.
Minnesota stunning Illinois in the 3rd. And look at this one. Northwestern, they took out Wisconsin a week ago. They're beating up on Michigan State this week. Andy Walker's offense coming to bear there. Here's Dantzler, 2 fakes to the corner. Little pass for the end zone. No. Flag down in the end zone. Now defending on the play, Terrell Smith. Let's see what the flag is going to be.
Took a long time for that play to develop. That usually spells ill for the offense. Let's see. Yep.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
Took too long. Plus the double fakes. If you block for Woodrow, you had to think in your mind, well, by now, surely he's taken off.
And Terrell Smith knocked the ball away from the intended receiver. Dantzler unaware of what has happened on the other side.
Downfield by the offense. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
So brings up 4th down and brings the kicking unit in. Aaron Hunt will come in here for the field goal. Hunt thus far this season 3 out of 5. His longest is a 30-yarder. He's a freshman from Oak Ridge, Tennessee. He'll kick out of the hole to Jeff Scott. And this kick is going to be a 21-yarder from the right hash mark. Look at it from the end zone camera. Kick is up, and it is good. So Clemson adds to their point total, not as much as they had hoped. A 22-yard field goal by Aaron Hunt. And the Tigers are leading here 45-9 with 2:21 left to go in this 3rd quarter. TheACC.com, your first stop for ACC info, including post-game stats, football and basketball press conference audio, weekly highlight video, and links to all 9 schools. Work your way around the ACC with ACC.com, your front row seat for ACC sports on the web. Clemson Tigers tack another one on the board. This time a field goal, 45-9. They lead the Duke Blue Devils. For Clemson next week, a big battle, the Textile Bowl, taking on the NC State Wolfpack. It's either suntan oil or war paint for Tommy Powell.
Tommy's putting on a little block. That's about the only thing that's bothered him today has been maybe the glare. Pretty good golf.
Is he now?
Yeah.
One would imagine he'd be quite competitive.
Well, playing this with our producer, Scott Snyder, everybody looks great.
That's 3 mentions for him today. This one goes out of the end zone. A nice kick by Lazara.
Yeah, but no photos, Scott. That's the key.
There's not one big enough. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Duke Blue Devils. Duke has an open week next week, and then it's Florida State after that, so life doesn't get any easier for this young team. They'll need 2 weeks to prepare for the Seminoles. There's Dee Bryant going back into the Duke huddle once again.
No, but if I could pick my bye, it would be before Florida State.
Exactly. And here's a handoff. This is Wade. Gets the game. The Duke schedule. Off week next week. Then at Florida State and at Georgia Tech. Home against Maryland. But 4 of the next 6 are on the road as they finish out the season. And they'll have North Carolina here at home in their traditional victory bell battle with the Tar Heels. 2nd down and 7. It's Hartopolis in motion. Bryant over the middle for his big tight end, Mike Hart. And Carswell has to make the stop, but it's a 1st down out to the 42. It'll be a gain of 19.
That was an excellent hot read. He read blitz, knew exactly where he was going inside. You see Carson come in, they run a little twist. Adams right in his face, throws to his 2nd leading receiver prior to today's kickoff, and a good operation.
Another first down for the Duke Blue Devils. They've been few and far between this afternoon. Bryant, to his credit, has thrown the ball well. He's had a lot of balls dropped on him. One threw right into the basket of the receiver, Hartopoulos, and it went through his hands and into Brian Mance's, turned into an interception that was returned for 57 yards, setting up a touchdown. Hartopoulos, the intended receiver here. Covering him once again, Brian Mance.
Yeah, he's frustrated. That trajectory on the ball was where it needs to be. Now they got to get timing on it.
Second down and 10. Second down, 10 yards to go for the Duke Blue Devils. Clemson now sets up man defense all the way. Free safety in the middle. And one. Here's the blitz on the corner. Bryant gets rid of it. Hartopoulos, nice ball. Crutchfield covering on the play. And rushing in hard that time was Marcus Lewis. Lewis was all over D. Bryant. Lewis is a redshirt freshman from Lithonia, Georgia. Mike Hogwood has more and still hasn't taken any push-ups.
Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, Willie Simmons, the highly touted quarterback at Clemson's going to see his action next series. Day is done for one Woodrow Dantzler.
What a day it has been. A day at the office for a guy who's in the running for the Heisman all of a sudden. Third down and 10 for Duke, down 45-9. Flare pass to Wade is complete, and he is close to the first down. Let's see what kind of mark you give him. It's going to be short by about a yard. They'll mark him down at the 49 of Clemson.
See, I like that play.
Yeah.
High percentage completion. Nice read. You see the blitz. Avoid, you don't allow your quarterback to be battered. So now you just have to explode through it and get the first down.
Fourth down and 1. Duke's going for it. Carl Frank says, what the heck? We're going to be in this situation sometime in our football life. Let's see if we can punch one across. And Wade may have gotten forward progress to get it there. Third quarter getting ready to come to an end. The clock is stopped for what will be an inevitable measurement unless it's real obvious here. It's going to be very close the way they've marked the football.
Well, the ball got stuck really on by his waist. He wasn't able to extend the football upon contact.
Gary Childress directing the side judge. This is where the mark should be, guys. And here comes the chain gang. Carl Frank's a native of Garner, North Carolina, not too far away from here, just on the other side of Raleigh, and went to school here. He was the tight end. He was an assistant on the staff of Steve Spurrier, and it is not enough. Duke will give it up on downs by inches. And Clemson will have the ball, and they will bring out, as Mike Hogwood said, a new quarterback.
I still like the call. Go for it.
Yep.
You know?
No. He missed it by inches. Willie Simmons is going to be the next man on. There's Simmons. He's a redshirt freshman from Quincy, Florida. Highly recruited player. Tommy Bowden got him, figured that, well, when Brandon Streeter was done, this is a guy who would step in. He's going to have to watch Woody Dantzler for another year and learn under him, and that's not too bad a guy to learn under. Keith Kelly on the corner. Turns the corner and gets a nice gain. Another first down for Clemson. It'll be inside Duke territory at the 38-yard line. It'll be a gain of 14 yards. There's Kelly. Out of Walterboro, South Carolina. There's a ton of talent in Palmetto State.
It's interesting as we watch Woodrow Dantzler look at his day. 300 yards total offense. 374 last week.
134 on the ground, 174 in the air. He's accounted for 4 touchdowns, 3 he's rushed on his own. Clemson owns this game through 3, 45-9 over Duke. Welcome back to Wallace Wade Stadium in Durham, North Carolina. Steve Martin, Doc Walker, Mike Hogwood on the scene as Clemson is well ahead of the Duke Blue Devils. We're getting ready to start the fourth quarter. First play of the fourth, and it's 1st and 10. Clemson at the Duke 37-yard line. Willie Simmons, the new Clemson quarterback for his first series, and this is Keith Kelly. Turns the corner, and look at him turn it on. Kelly reverses field, breaks tackles, and moves the ball down to the 11-yard line. It'll be a gain of 26.
That's what you recruit, the ability to turn the corner. Now watch him. He keeps the head up, and right here he shifts gears. And this is the one thing that you just don't stumble on. You have to recruit it. And buddy, he has it.
Clemson looks like they're pretty well set. Tommy Bowden says, now if I can get some 300-pound linemen who have speed.
Well, you have to take him to his dad. That's the problem.
Kelly stopped on that play. Our stats through 3 quarters presented by Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse and is heavily tilted in Clemson's direction, although Duke did dig themselves out of a hole, plus yardage on the ground, and that's not easy for them to do considering the fact they've been sacked 6 times today. And Dantzler, 3 rushing touchdowns and 1 in the air. And here's the play action, and Simmons shows us his speed on the corner. He's got some room and gets run out of bounds at the 6-yard line. He gained 6 on the play. For Bob Trott, the defensive coordinator, this is a day with no end. Although his young defense is getting an opportunity to get a look at one of the best offenses in the country and measure themselves.
But what he's looking for now is effort, and the effort's been there. His kids will grade out real high in terms of, carrying out their assignments and fighting hard.
It gets more conventional once they get inside the 10-yard line with the I formation. Kelly dances over the block of his fullback Witherspoon. He gets down with the 5. It's a gain of about a yard. Randy Ament in on the tackle. Clemson Tigers looking for a 5-0 record. Clemson has this will be their best start since 1987. The last time they went 5-0. They actually went 6-0 in that season. 4th down. And 3 to go for a first down. And now a timeout called by Duke because they didn't have the right number of personnel on the field. And they're going to come over and talk things over. And so as they take a timeout, we shall too. With 13:24 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Clemson with a heavy lead over Duke, 45-9. This was a 7-0 ball game after 1, but you see the explosion by Clemson in the 2nd, and they're leading here 45-9, and they're knocking on the door here in the 4th. 13:24 left to play. 4th down and 3. They're going for it. They're at the 6-yard line. They need the 3 for a first down. Willie Simmons, the quarterback. That's Joe Don Reams in motion over the formation. Simmons, pass complete. No, drop by Reams in the end zone.
He had it.
Yep.
Sure enough had it. Bob's trying to figure out how he was open to that degree. But you take it, man.
That's right. The defense stopped him. And let's see it again.
You see Willie comes out, squares out. Ball's right there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Took his eyes off him. See his head. His eyes never focused on the ball.
There's Simmons being consoled somewhat by Woody Dantzler, who's had himself quite a day. Dantzler has, in rushing, he's 3 yards shy of Duke's total offensive output pending this play. Here's Chris Douglas, who scored a moment ago and is headed down the sidelines. We have a flag down on the play as he goes out of bounds at the 30. It's a 25-yard game, but it may be coming back. There's a flag back in the Duke backfield. There's Chris Douglas, who's already got a 41-yard touchdown run today. Here's Jim Knight.
Illegal procedure, 6 men on the line, offense.
Now that'll get Carl Franks upset every time out.
And those are the kind that there's just no excuse for.
We've seen a lot of that, though, this year, Doc, in the first 4 weeks of the college football season, where not enough guys on the line, 6 men, you need 7.
Well, that's what you hope you accomplish in your non-conference games early on, but that's a function of just not concentrating.
That'll happen to young teams. Duke backed up, 2nd and 13. Lee Bryant's education at quarterback continues. He's at his own 3-yard line. He's going back to throw. 7-step drop. Steps out of there, hits Douglas, and Douglas gets out to about the 8-yard line. Thomas is there on the stop along with Rodney Feaster.
Well, you're looking at the future of Duke, and these two young guys are real athletic. They're competitive. This is not where you want to be as a quarterback. They started off there, watch the footwork, very sound, squares up, ball's right where you want it to be.
Nicely thrown, too. Nice touch. Didn't drill it through the receiver.
Well, he had on that 3rd and 3. He had a touch pass that he failed on.
Yeah.
So the kid came back. He's able to correct his own mistakes.
2nd down, now it's 7. Big blitz on, 2 backers in addition to the lineman, and a nice read by Bryant to get it out of there to the 13-yard line to Nick Hartopolis. Again, this is going to be shy of the 1st down. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2.
And again, that's a function of the receiver. You really want to be able to always get to the sticks as a wide out. Now watch him. So you can sense blitz. No panic. Keeps his eye on the receiver, pushes it out, puts some velocity on the ball. And again, you want your receivers to be conscious of where the sticks are.
Carl Franks has been very happy with what D. Bryant has done this afternoon, as he told on Mike Hogwood at halftime.
It's going to be hard to get this man out of the lineup, Steve.
Yeah, it's come close to that time. And now there's a snap problem, and looks like illegal procedure coming up against Duke. Everybody moved that time.
Now, this sounds like a little thing, but you got to repeat the snap count to yourself when you come out of the huddle. Everybody went but the center. Now, who's at fault?
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
That backs Duke up another 5 yards.
And you know Coach Franks has done that. He said that repeatedly. Repeat the snap count when you break the huddle. But it's late in the ball game. You're trailing 45-9, and you get laxed.
So Duke comes out 3rd and 7 instead of 3rd and 2. Clemson has 7 in the box and 3 blitzing. Here comes the pass. Nice. Whoa, what a catch by Douglas. This isn't going to go for much. It's going to be brought down a yard shy of the 1st down, but what a pass. Meekins on the tackle. Eric Meekins for Clemson. The pass to Douglas is complete to the 14-yard line. It goes 6 yards. He needed 7.
Boy, this is very well done. That ball is perfectly thrown.
Yep.
It really is. Now, you will get a lot of credit for it. But when you look at that, Carl Franks, when they get into film studies, the kid will get a pat on the back for that. He has a ton of talent.
I mean, he was facing a jailbreak blitz that time. I mean, they had everybody
right out the end zone. I'd have been right out the end zone into the locker room. There ain't no way. That would have been a safety if I was a quarterback.
Here's Morton. He's had some great kicks here today, and this is another one. It'll back Joe Don Reams back to the 32. Reams cuts to the corner and then gets turned and cut in half at the 45-yard line. It's a 54-yard kick by Brian Morton. Timeout on the field. 11:26 left to go on the 4th quarter. Clemson 45, Duke 9. Welcome back to beautiful Durham, North Carolina on a lovely early fall day. It feels like fall today. No better than 70 degrees. Sunshine. A little bit of breeze coming from the northeast. 11:26 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Clemson has been in command all afternoon long, and they continue to do so. They have the ball at their own 45. Willie Simmons is going long, and he has a man out there. It is incomplete. It's intended for Kevin Youngblood, wide receiver, freshman out of Jacksonville, Florida. And fans, jpsports.com has the coverage you want. No one knows the ACC like JP Sports, and we bring you the information to you online. Tune in each week for previews of upcoming games, player interviews, and many other exciting features. For the inside scoop, log on to jpsports.com.
Other features like your feature.
My heavily researched column.
Heavily researched.
Thank you.
Very detailed.
Oh, deeper than deep. Here's Simmons. Carries his own number and gets out nicely to Duke territory to the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 9. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 1 for this young quarterback who plays in the shadow of a guy who's looking for the Heisman and now is being considered. Clemson's only had one player in the top 10 balloting for the Heisman, and that was Steve Fuller back in 1978. And only one Clemson player has won a national award. That's Terry Kennard, National Defensive Player of the Year in 1982.
Well, that will change.
Yep, I think so. Straight ahead for the 1st down. Clemson goes. Tigers now starting to think ahead and look at NC State, an unbeaten team that's off today and waiting for them. There's Woodrow Dantzler, the Orangeburg junior. 134 yards on the ground today. No quarterback has ever led the ACC in rushing and passing.
No, he's in uncharted waters, but you know, Chuck Amato and company, they will have a plan, and they'll be highly motivated.
Here comes Terry Witherspoon, fifth-year student, actually a graduate student.
Hand off to number 36.
He gets inside the 40 to the 36-yard line.
See, Steve, for my money, a game like that justifies spring practice, summer heat, training camp. That's why you play.
Yeah.
To be in a game of that magnitude.
Seems in some cases it seems so far away. Here's Willie Simmons looking for a lot of great Saturday afternoons at the helm of this offense. Once number 1 has moved on, here comes the pass, and it is complete, and it's in for a touchdown. Kevin Youngblood. And the Tigers hit 50 again for the 3rd time this season. A 38-yard strike from Willie Simmons. His first touchdown pass in a Clemson uniform.
Man, when you have talent, you don't have to have everything just textbook. I mean, here's a kid, maybe a little slight push at the end, but he went and caught the football. Now let's check it out.
He negotiated it.
Well, he negotiated position. See? He didn't mean to do that. It was an accident. Great hands, though. He went after the football. It is something to frustrate you, but if you're a DB.
What a target, though, at 6'5". This is Lazara in for the point after. And he gets it. He's kicked a pair of them. Timeout on the field, and the Clemson Tigers push their lead out a little further. 52-9 on a 31-yard hookup from Willie Simmons. A 38-yard hookup from Willie Simmons to Kevin Youngblood. 9:49 left to go. There's the game story. Clemson 52, Duke 9. 38-yard touchdown strike to Kevin Youngblood from Willie Simmons. The latest score for the Tigers for the 3rd time this season. Have ventured past the 50 mark. 62 points against Missouri, 55 against Wake Forest, and now 52 against Duke. Lazara kicking Kyle Moore deep in the end zone, 3 yards deep. He'll take it out. 9:49 left to go.
Well, you posed the question at halftime. What do they do with this offense?
Yeah.
You can't stop them.
No,
they can't stop themselves. This is what they do as part of the process. And the interchangeable parts are crucial for Coach Bob's long-term success. Because when your quarterback carries the ball as often as Woody does, he's susceptible to injury.
Right.
So you've got to have another guy that can step in, as he did with Streeter, and keep the offense alive.
Up to this date, Woodrow Dantzler now has 629 yards rushing. That is 7.9, Doc. There are running backs who never achieve that type of efficiency per carry. Woodrow Dantzler rewriting the record books at Clemson, and likely will break through several pages himself in the ACC record books before this season and his career are done. So Carl Franks watches his young team fight the good fight here today. They are so young. They lost a lot of guys. They lost guys like Darius Clark, Lamar Grant, Kevin Lewis, Gannon Shepard to graduation, and they moved on. And then they lost B.J. Hill to an injury and Nate Krill to an injury. And that was out of a defense that was very, very good. And they've had to expose a lot of young talent here today, and they look pretty good. Ryan Fowler, a true freshman, I thought played very, very well today. Been in a lot of tackles.
He's explosive. He's an impact player defensively. At 6'3", 223, he's shown speeds of 4.6 guy in a 40, and he's shown that he can play fast in a real game. You know, a lot of guys run the 40 well in shorts, but they don't play fast.
Sarah getting ready to kick off once again. Clemson kicks off to Duke. And this is Kyle Moore in the end zone. This time he'll bring it out. Epperson is lead blocker, and he is flattened. Good special teams play by the Clemson Tigers. They'll flatten him short of the 20-yard line. Down at the 16-yard line. Now it's time to take a look at our BMW Ultimate Drive of the Game, brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. We go to that exhausting, the longest drive of the day, 13 plays, 93 yards, capped by a big 35-yard run by Woodrow Dantzler that got them in field position. He shed several tacklers on the way down. He had 3 touchdowns on the run on the day, and that 1-yard score capped the 13-play march. Here's the handoff now for Duke. Wade up ahead to about the 15. Not much there. And it's going to be second down. 9.5 to play in this ball game, and Clemson will move to 5-0 for the first time since the 1987 season. Mascot still having a time down there.
Well, the next 3 weeks in league play. Oh, awesome. It really is. Hot conference.
You got Clemson, North Carolina State next week, and later on this afternoon you got Georgia Tech, North Carolina. There's Wade again on the handoff and gets some good yardage this time out to the 20. It's going to be shy of the first down.
Cavaliers, Terrapins next week.
Yeah.
Our ball game. And these teams now, I mean, you're battling for position, for bowl position. I mean, this conference has been well represented in major bowls, and as a result of this year, I mean, it's going to be sick in terms of making those decisions because it's going to be so much at the top.
Well, there are 5 bowl bids available to the ACC this year, and you got Florida State playing out of conference next week against Miami. So a lot of big games coming up, and we've got a big one for you next week, Maryland and Virginia. We're looking forward to that one. 3rd down and 2 for Duke, trailing here 52-9. Bryant to Wade, the pitch on the corner, but wait, this play will be blown dead.
Flag on the play.
And that indicates either procedure or delay of game. Delay of game. Didn't get the play off in time.
Boy, those things, you mentioned it earlier. That nags a coach more than anything. The physical breakdowns, hey, the other team gets chow for free too.
Yeah.
But when you jump off sides and do some things, that really irritates you.
Well, you were at the game Thursday night at College Park, and Bobby Bowden was very irritated at his team's penalties early on, even though they won big in that ball game. And it's been a concern, I know, for Tommy Bowden this afternoon. Yeah, we're winning big, but we've got to execute because there are some Saturdays down the road that won't be as easy as this one.
Yeah, it'll catch up.
And next Saturday promises to be just that in the battle of unbeatens. Here comes Dee Bryant, and the pass to Moore. He tries to get inside the defensive back. Johnson covering on the play. That is Kevin Johnson, the freshman out of Orangeburg, South Carolina. There just wasn't enough room. So Brian Morton on the punt once again.
Brian D took a pretty good hit towards the end of that play. Good idea. Ball needed to be more over the outside shoulder.
And now Duke might, Carl Franks might look at the possibility next series of maybe going one more down on the depth chart.
Well, if it were not for a bye week, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
But with a bye week, get this kid as many reps as possible.
And there's the downing of the punt. It's a 60-yard punt. That ties the longest punt of the season for Brian Martin. Let's go to the sidelines. Mike Hogwood with a big name out of Duke's football past.
Anthony Dilwig's the sideline reporter for the Duke Radio Network now. He played quarterback here 84 to 88, played with the Green Bay Packers. You were telling me that Tommy Bowden recruited you. I know he was the offensive coordinator when you were here. A special man doing special things at Clemson.
Yeah, Tommy Bowden took me out of high school. Good coach, enthusiastic coach. Obviously, he's got the roots and is a tremendous talent. He's been successful at Tulane as well as Clemson now, so he's done a great job.
Let's let him run this play right here. We'll come back and talk some more with Anthony Dilwig, Steve.
1st and 10 for the 21. A handoff to Keith Kelly. Changes direction, breaks a tackle, runs into his quarterback, and finally is brought down at the 30-yard line. Mike?
What do you think of this offense, Anthony, of Clemson?
Well, I talked to Tommy Bowden before the game. This is a quarterback's offense. You enjoy it. They changed the play at the line of scrimmage. That's the difference. You got to be successful at the line of scrimmage today to be effective.
A quarterback that can run, though, right? Although you can run from time to time.
If I had a nice 50-mile-an-hour wind behind me, but we like to throw the ball 50 times a game. We had some success.
Yeah, he did. And Tommy Bowden, a lot of people forget, he was here at Duke.
Here goes Keith Kelly, and slips as he tried to change direction. Otherwise would have gotten farther than even the Duke 40-yard line. It's a gain of 30 on the play for Keith Kelly. You can easily see.
Uh-oh, wow. That a smile? Tommy smile?
I think so. Kelly averaging 5.1 a carry. And look at the turf. coming up. This is new turf that they put down about 3 years ago, and there's some divots being taken out of there today.
I'd still take this over AstroTurf any day.
You bet. They hit it and get it. Offense continues to churn. Clemson up 52-9, and here's Willie Simmons with his Woodrow Dantzler imitation. And it is stopped briefly over there at the 40-yard line. No gain on the play. Jamian Small. Jamian Small in on the tackle. Clemson offense is predicated on several things. You only huddle when the clock stops. Single word audibles. Quarterback gets direction from the coach at the line. Plays dictated by the offensive personnel. Quarterback will hold the ball probably no more than 2.8 seconds, Thomas said. 4 to 5 wide receivers. Single back, if any. Clemson now up over 552 yards total offense. Let's take a look at some scores around the country here today. On a busy football afternoon in the third. Things aren't going very well for Arkansas down in Fayetteville today. 38-0 Georgia. And Michigan has prevailed over Wisconsin. Texas leading comfortably over Oklahoma State. TCU has shut out Navy. Here's Simmons to throw, pass deflected, and that was Jamian Small who got a hand on the ball that time for the Duke defense. Other scores. This is the surprise of the afternoon. Minnesota 44-3 over Illinois.
Illinois is still smart from that loss to Michigan.
And Northwestern with another big upset. Second week in a row. And you're talking about, there's another program with a multiple offensive look and a good running back in Damian Anderson. And here comes Jamie Somani here in the fourth quarter with 5:08 left to go. Ronnie Hamilton comes to the sideline and calls timeout for the Duke Blue Devils, who are, for what it's worth, down to their final one. We'll take the timeout with them with 5:08 left to go. Clemson up 52-9.
ACC football was brought to you by Ice House. Ice House style is about making a good time better with the smooth, never watered down taste of Ice House. By BMW. Visit your local BMW center for a test drive. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. By Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. Lowe's, improving home improvement. By Citgo, proud to give athletes the opportunity to compete. Enjoy the game. By Buick and your local Buick dealers. And by Bank of America, proud sponsor of the U.S. Olympic team for 2000 and beyond.
Welcome back to Durham as you look at the McGovern-Davidson Children's Health Center on the campus of Duke University. So much great work is done in medicine with children here at Duke. Clemson 52-9 over the Duke Blue Devils. 5:08 left to go here in the fourth quarter. And punt coming up by Somani of Clemson. One of the few he's had today. He tries to angle it for the corner, but it is going to go into the end zone about 7 yards deep, and with 5 minutes left to go, a 41-yard punt will be brought out to 20 on the touchback. Clemson aims for NC State in the Textile Bowl next week, while Duke takes the week off before facing Florida State on the 14th. D. Bryant's come back for more.
I think it's a good move.
Yep. Well, you talked about it.
You got to get over. You have to get experience. It's the most valuable asset you can have as a quarterback, and you can't gain that in practice.
No. Some real-time drills today. Lee Bryant, Chris Douglas in back, and the play fake. 7-step drop, and the pass is complete to Hartopoulos. Bryant has been on the money today. His receivers haven't always cooperated, but since the first quarter and a half, there have been very few drops.
Under pressure, offensive line, good pass pro. I mean, this young man is fearless. See, you want to improve on the play fake. He negotiates the bad turf. Ball right on the money. Perfectly thrown football.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Clock time ticking down under 4.5 minutes to go here. Clemson up 52-9. It was a 7-0 score after one, and then an explosion in the second. of 28 points.
For Nick Martopoulos, incomplete. Second down.
Time to announce our Texas Pete players of the game, and we agonized over this one. Woodrow Dantzler, 3 rushing touchdowns.
I disagree with that.
1 in the air.
Should have been the mascot for Clemson.
Yeah.
Who had to do all those push-ups.
And D. Bryant, 14 out of 30, 127 yards. Didn't throw a touchdown pass, had one picked off, but has looked good in the face of one of the nation's best defenses. And Woodrow Dantzler continues that march. 629 yards rushing for that young man.
Kid has a lot of courage here in blue with number 6 on his back.
He's back again to throw in a short drop for Ertlejack, and it is incomplete. I want to say hello to Lance Stewart, one of our group stalwarts here at Jefferson Pilot Sports. Took the week off for a little minor surgery, and our associate producer fills a variety of game day duties. Missing from our crew this week, and that's too bad because we've had to heap our abuse on other members of the crew to make up for it.
The
Lance.
hardest working member of this group.
Yes,
let's
that's
not
true.
kid ourselves.
That's true. And Lance, we take all forms of plastic. 3rd down now and 10. And here comes D. Bryant with a little option play and shows the quickness of foot to get another Duke first down near midfield. And Eric Meekins is there to make the stop for the Clemson Tigers.
See, I'd like to see a little bit more of that by Bryant. Early on in the first quarter, when we were talking about, maybe he needs to take the game more in control with his legs. He's shown he can do it. There's a smile by Franks. He knows, hey, this kid's going to be good. You know what he's thinking.
Clemson getting ready to play 3 of its next 4 games at home. And here's the handoff to Douglas. We have a flag down on the field. Flag in the secondary.
Can you imagine Death Valley now?
Oh, next weekend?
That place would be sick.
Yep. For a battle of 2 undefeateds. 5-0 Clemson, 4-0 NC State.
Okay, Anthony.
I was listening to the radio in the Raleigh area yesterday. They're still talking about that Georgia Tech game. That was 10 days ago.
12 men on defense, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Well, big penalty against the Duke defense, or Clemson defense. Too many men on the field. 12 men on the field, and so this will march Duke into Clemson territory at the 35, tacking it onto the game. D. Bryant back to throw again, and he is complete to the tight end, Mike Hart. And Hart bowls over people. The junior from Sayville, New York, at 6'6", 246. A 20-yard gain on the pass from D. Bryant.
It is good for another first down.
See the misdirection. Clemson was successful on this on a scoring drive. Well, Duke comes back, pulls a page out of their playbook, picks up some success.
Here is Duke, 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Chris Douglas, the lone setback for D. Bryant. Bryant to throw for Ertlejack, and he was hit just as he got the ball on the play. Toure Francis.
2nd down and 10 from the 15.
Toure Francis there on the play. Well, join us next Saturday as the Maryland Terrapins travel to Charlottesville to take on the Virginia Cavaliers. And Maryland wants a little bit of revenge. Last-second loss to the Cavs last year in College Park for the Wahoos, who play Wake Forest this afternoon, want to get back into this ACC chase. They'll try to defend the home turf. We'll have it at 12 noon on most of these same Jefferson Pilot sports stations. A lot of movement beforehand, but no penalty flags. And D. Bryant is sacked for a loss back to the 25-yard line. Loss of 10 yards on the play. Nick Eason was breaking right as the ball was snapped.
Man, you talk about a collision. This is the fancy of any defensive lineman, the linebacker. Wow, meet at the quarterback.
Oh, that hurt. Eason produces part of the sandwich there. You know, Clemson just might be getting onto the snap count because they were moving as the ball was snapped. I was looking for a penalty.
Good point. Yeah, they beat Duke out of the block.
3rd and 18. Bryant trying to stick one on the board here. Has Kyle Moore overthrown, but there was no real estate to throw it to because Kevin Johnson was in cover.
A little more arc. but he's had a chance now. He's gaining experience on every critical type of pass needed, you know, in this league.
Down to the final 2 minutes and change here with Clemson leading 52-9. Clemson will step to 5-0 for the first time since the 1987 season when they went 6-0. They finished the year that year 10-2. And Duke will fall to 0-5. They've played some pretty good people. As the schedule would suggest, here comes Bryant with plenty of time to Moore, complete, and he's brought down at the 2-yard line. Johnson there to cover again, but this time the connection is good between D. Bryant and Kyle Moore. It's a 21-yard hookup and gives Duke first and goal at the 2-yard line.
You just can't help but be impressed by a young man with very little experience who can step up in the pocket. That ball's right where it needed to be. Nice catch. I mean, it's good operation. Crossing routes are very difficult, you know, to hit a guy on the run.
After about a minute 41 left to go. Clock ticking. Here comes the handoff, and it's a touchdown. The Blue Devils get in. And it's going to be Douglas for his second touchdown of the day. The first one from 41 yards out, this one from 2 yards out. And Duke pulls to within 37, 52-15.
Well, you better celebrate. Clemson, they don't give those away. You have to take them. That's a good drive.
Brent Garber in for the point after. Here comes the kick. It is up, and it is good. Clemson 52, Duke 16. We'll return after these messages from your local ACC station. Joe Don Reeves watched the ball fall dead. Now somebody's got to pick it up. Oh, it's fumbled. And Clemson looks like they've recovered, but boy, it's going to be close. Now, no, it's going to be Duke. I thought that Tyrone Lee had gotten to it, but it looks like Darrell Scott will pick this one up instead. And Tommy Bowden's not too happy. Let's see who did pick it up.
Yeah, this whole deal operation was not good. Well, that's a good hit.
Wow, Devin Pierce with the hit. And it looks like Scott picks it up.
I think he took it away from Lee.
Yes, he did. Here comes D. Bryant, and he tries to hug the corner there a little bit. And he gets brought down by Rodney Thomas. Let's go to Mike Hogwood.
At halftime, Carl Frank said to us, we're going to find out what this team is made of, what kind of spirit, what kind of heart they have in the second half. I think that question's really been answered, guys. I'm down here on the sidelines. This is a team that has not quit. They knew that 35-0 was too much to overcome, but this is evidence. This drive and the touchdown before it and recovering the fumble. This is a team that's playing with some heart.
Trying to outscore them in the second half. They're only down 17-16. Here comes Erteljack on the end around. He's headed for the end zone. Did he get in over the pylon? He did. Touchdown, Duke. Duke with their highest point total of the season take advantage of the Clemson fumble, and there is a very upset Tommy Bowden.
Yeah, I don't know. That one, I think Tommy obviously doesn't like it, but we saw him earlier where he was totally irate. It's good blocking. And here's a kid who is determined to hit pay dirt.
When you hit the pylon, that's part of the end zone. Here comes the kick by Garber. No, it went wide. There was a little exchange problem. Morton had trouble getting the ball in place for Garber to kick that time. It goes astray, but Erteljack gets the score on the end around. Watch it.
Well, this is all about pride. You want to have some dignity as you walk around campus, and this will give it to you.
Erteljack with his first career touchdown, a junior from Oakmont, Pennsylvania, gets the score. And from 2 yards out, he ran 30 yards to get it, but it was from 2 yards out.
Okay, now you go for an onside kick. Why not?
Why not? Let's practice these. This is like an extended practice. 52-22, and next week we'll go to Charlottesville, Virginia, and see a real rivalry in progress between the Maryland Terrapins and the Virginia Cavaliers. Maryland got beat by Florida State, but they're looking for revenge from the Cavaliers, who have to face Wake Forest tonight. Lamont Jordan And of course, Mr. Ellis, Dan Ellis for Virginia. They'll square off at 12 noon, and we'll bring you there on JP Sports from Charlottesville. We hope you'll join us for the Maryland-Virginia game. 46 seconds left to go. Ertl Jack basks in the glow of a 2-yard run and puts his team with 22 points on the board, their highest offensive point total of the season.
Let's see if Coach Joe DeForest, who runs the special teams for Duke, let's see if he called that onside kick.
They're all lined up pretty close. Well, they'll branch out a little bit here. And Garber will kick it away. Jordan Reeves in the end zone, and he will not bring it out. Well, Duke in the second half outscored Clemson 22-17, but 35 points in the first half created a hill that was a little bit too far to climb. But you look for respect out of a game like this, and I think Duke can hold their head up high around campus for these next 2 weeks after what they've done today.
You build on that. I mean, Clemson prides themselves on the fact that they wear you down. Well, they didn't wear this group down. This group was more productive in the second half. You can build on that.
Sure can. Got a new quarterback in for Clemson. That's going to be Matt Shell, sophomore from Covington, Georgia. But we won't see much from him outside of taking the knee. Duke has one timeout left, and I don't think Carl Franks is interested in taking it at this point in time. He's interested in talking to Dee Bryant and the day that he has done, the things that he has learned on this afternoon.
No, it really is positive, very positive.
Yep, and positive for Clemson as well, obviously, with their 5th win. They're the story of the day, and Mr. Dantzler continues to be the story of this football team. But this is a team with many ways to beat you. They found a lot of ways to beat the Duke Blue Devils today. Tommy Bowden's team now 5-0 for the first time since 1987. Carl Franks, Tommy Bowden meet at midfield, and this one goes in the books. The Clemson Tigers with 3 touchdowns from Woodrow Dantzler on the ground and 1 from him in the air, with a win over the Duke Blue Devils. And of course, we remind you, next week we'll have our game from Charlottesville, the Maryland Terrapins and the Virginia Cavaliers. For Doc Walker and Mike Hogwood, I'm Steve Martin, thanking you for watching ACC football. You've been watching Jefferson Pilot Sports exclusive coverage of Atlantic Coast Conference football. Final score, Clemson 52, Duke 22. Goodbye from Durham.